This fattening Christmas gifts. It's really interesting how the most consonant interval or chord can sound dissonant in context. Yeah. When we have that's a B chord, but it sounds diminished. This is an A flat major seventh. I love another Christmas gift because A flat and C is A flat major. The seventh is G, which is an open string. So you get that little cluster. Well, I mean, without getting too academic, and I don't even like to think that way, but the main melody, you know, academic terms, cantus firmus, but you know, in our case, it could be Let It Snow or Frosty the Snowman. But you know, yeah, but that's the main melody, and then the other melodies. So, as any voice moving to another is technically voice leading, but what we're talking about specifically when we use the term voice leading, it's moving into a new harmony, and that's generally with guide tones. I feel the D, everyone does, because the guide tones, guides point, you know, so the guides point to you to hear something. That's why they're called guide tones, is because you're hearing something that's not there. It's pointing to something, so. So there's the root, the seventh, and the third. So that's one example of functional voice leading. Like that's voice leading that has a purpose, and it happens a lot. E flat down there. Our ear tells us that this is normal, unembellished D major chord sounds diminished because of the context. The D minor seventh is a chord in motion often, like in the key of C, would be the 2 chord. And what that means is that it's not home yet. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, I was doing 2 bars of eighth notes. 1, 2, and so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so it's exactly 2 bars. 1 and B, E, A, D, G, C, F sharp. That's all the notes of the scale. Now fourths would be B, E, A, D, B, E, A, D, A, D, G, C, and the diatonic to the scale would be F sharp. B. So little E minor 11th chord. And this is a technique as old as the hills. It's just that it was used very, very nicely and effectively in popular music by the Beatles. In this case, Paul McCartney. So this is one of those things where you could say, wow, this is incredibly simple, but it's not easy. But it's simple.
Yes.
It's simple because in concept, you don't even have to know anything about music. But you still have to tell your fingers what to do. And the fingers are like mules. They're stubborn. They don't want to, they resist when you're telling them to do something that they haven't done before.